Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to be looking at Google reviews and other reviews of AEW Fight Forever. Now, I'll be honest, I don't think I'm ready to make a review on this game. I think I need to play it a bit more. I've had the game for just over 22 hours as of recording this video. Played about 7 or 8 hours so far. I've enjoyed the crap out of it so far. I've got my own criticisms, and some of them we might talk about in reading other people's reviews. I've just had a look at them and I've gone, bro, people don't know a thing that they're on about. It's crazy, man. So first of all, if we Google AEW Fight Forever, you can see we've got a few news articles here which we won't look at just yet. We'll scroll down and we will come here to the audience reviews. Whoever let people like Demented Nun have a Google review is just ridiculous. Anyway, here we go. It has less than 7 match types, 6 to be exact, all one-on-one. That's not true. I don't know where you got that information from. Funny thing, it has more weapons than it does wrestlers. I don't think that's true either. There's a lot of weapons, there's also a fair few wrestlers. Creation mode is terrible, but not overly terrible, just terrible by 2023 standards. No image upload to add patterns to close. Someone said we got quality over quantity, well we got neither. So image uploading. Let's just take a step back for a second. This game was made from ground up. Okay, it's a brand new game, and Ukes have a big part in this game. And let's just be honest, Ukes make good freaking games. So let's just put ourselves in their shoes for a second. The game is ready to be played. Okay, the game is ready to be played, and yes, there are only 6 match types. I don't even know if that's true, but there are limited match types. I can agree with that. But there's an exploding barbed wire deathmatch, a battle royale, a freaking ladder match, and one-on-one tag teams, 3 ways, 4 ways. What else do you want right now? You're just complaining, okay? Shut up. Now, you've also got to remember the amount of people that were complaining about this game, calling it AEW Wait Forever, was the little fun, trend, and cool thing to do. Dude, they released the game because you guys wanted it released, okay? I was happy to wait. I'm busy as right now this time of year. I don't really need to play a game, but here I am. I'm happy with how it is, honestly. There's a few issues, and I'll be honest, I don't think the full price for the game at this point in time is worth it. Okay, have I had more fun though playing this than I have a wrestling game? A 2K game. Yes, I'll be honest, I have. And you know, full price for this isn't great. However, there will be things added, and I assume at least for a fair first year or so, there's going to be a bunch of free updates to this game. There will be a point if they're going to keep supporting this game and not make a sequel like we've been told. There will be a point where new things will probably be paid for, but don't forget that that is better if you're paying $10, $20, $30 for a seasonal update. It's better than paying full price for a new game that has a new character and a new match type. We rarely get a new match type, by the way, but 23 included war games. So I can agree with the criticism that it's not quite ready if it was a yearly release, and it shouldn't be full price. But again, we're going to get free updates. I'm happy with it how it is. They do realise Battlegrounds flopped drastically using this kind of style. I think Battlegrounds was a different style, in my personal opinion. If you look at it and you play it, I think it's completely different. And why did it flop? Because of the 90s. Because the 90s was 30 years ago, which are good points of this game. I mean, it's fun, but I won't be playing it again anytime soon to the lack of match types and every match having to be one-on-one. That's not true. I don't know. Anyway. And not being able to do 8-man matches is just ludicrous in 2023. I know we wanted a clone of No Mercy. We wanted? Does this not fit what you want? I don't think you wanted it. But the only reason No Mercy was the way it was because technology wasn't advanced enough to make it better. A lot of people didn't like No Mercy. Tell me you don't know what you're talking about without telling me you don't know what you're talking about. Arcade games were a thing back then, okay? And a lot of people have stuck on games like No Mercy and Here Comes the Pain. The reason being is that they are more fun than what we're getting today. The majority of the people would agree with that. I'll draw back. The majority of people who are vocal about it agree with that. There might be a bunch of people that enjoy what we've got, and that's it. Just remember that, 2K also released unfinished games, broken games. They do it every year. 2K20, I think it was, or 22 released without Creator Championship. Things are getting added. Don't just calm down. There is no cage matches. There is no Royal Rumble. Instead, they have a stable match that was in WWF Attitude. What is this person talking about? There's obviously no Royal Rumble, okay? There's the Casino Battle Royal that was in there from day one. It was a fun match, but where's the Royal Rumble? There is no Royal Rumble. Sorry to break it. Royal Rumble will never be in this game. Actually, it doesn't say much for when... Actually, it doesn't say much for when WWF Attitude has more hairstyles and clothing options than a 2023 game. This game probably runs a lot smoother, and I'm probably going to get a bit of controversy. It looks better. I'm sure they'll improve it, but it's not just worth not worth €80. I can partially agree with that. As the game is right now, it's not worth full price. However, taking into account there won't be a yearly release, and this game will get updated, I don't see the problem. I really don't see the problem. If this was a yearly release and it was AEW Fight Forever 2023 with 2024 coming out next year, I'd totally agree with that. And I'd say that is bullshit. But I can't. It could have been cheaper, okay, from launch, but then you're risking having paid updates from the get-go. I would assume we're going to get a lot of free stuff added. I'm glad I got to play with my friend's version before I purchased it. Also, when you play, you didn't even get the game. Okay. Also, when you make your wrestler, you don't even give it stats. Instead, you have to grind through a season mode every time you make a wrestler just to make them playable. I can't speak on that. I don't know what he's talking about. I don't mind season modes. They're quite fun, especially when your wacky characters get involved. But having to play one every time I create a character is not a fair game. Call me and my mates pick it up. Can me and my mates pick it up and play? No, because it's all one-on-one except for 2 matches. Hang on, except for 2 matches? Yes, it's a pick-up-and-play game. It 100% is. Value for money? Nope. Again, not being negative, just telling it like it is. Being burned too many times by wrestling games. So now he's saying he's been burned too many times by wrestling games. Is he a 2K fanboy or not? I'm gonna be straight up. I don't think this person's played the game, and I think that's the case with a lot of these reviews. I think there's a vendetta against, it's AEW versus WWE. It doesn't matter what it is. Games, TV. Guys, let's just enjoy the fucking games. Let's enjoy the telly. Let's enjoy wrestling. Oh my god. Alright, so Bruce. He's having a blast. Doesn't look as good, but I think character models look good for the most part. The gameplay is fun once you get used to the controls. Yes, you got to get used to the controls. It reminds me of Here Comes the Pain. I wish they had more moves for wrestlers. Yeah, I can agree with that. I wish entrances were longer. I like the short entrances, and I'll tell you why. Short entrances, right? They can't be turned off. They can't be skipped. You have to watch that every time you jump into the game. I now feel like I'm not obliged to either turn entrances off or leave them on and skip them most of the time. I like it. I like the median. But again, everyone's different. Hope they add more tag team entrants. I don't know, but whenever you play as a champion, it automatically turns them into a championship match. That's true. I want to play non-title match with champions, so they shouldn't have an option to toggle. They do have that option. Bruce, if you're watching, there is an option. Weapons are okay, but thumbtacks on weapons make wrestlers bleed it great. The blood is also in this game. 2K should take some notes. I like how you can interact with steel steps and make the barricade break and ride a skateboard. Yep, cool shit in this game. Pretty much this guy's given a fair review, I'd say. Yeah. Anyway, let's go to the next one. If you like old school WWF games, I guess this is for you, but in 2023, it's not good. Models are bad even for an arcade game. What do you mean? I think it looks good. I think it looks fine. Like, it doesn't look as good as 2K23. But, you know, it's a different style of game. This game with ultra realistic graphics wouldn't work. It just wouldn't work. Very limited creation suite, and by that I mean creating anyone halfway decent looking seems impossible. No one wants to play with base characters all the time, even in WWE games. I wouldn't say no one, but sure, that's how you feel. Number of match types is small and embarrassingly includes AEW's worst moment in their history, unlikely to show what they wanted to have happen. Number of match types and embarrassingly includes the worst moment in their history. Are they talking about including the barbed wire death match? Matches are short, extremely short. I prefer current WWE games to the length of matches that can happen with true back and forth action. This is more along the lines of hitting your opponent enough until they can't move in 3 minutes time every time. Grind through their season mode just to make a creative wrestler playable with decent stats. There's no reason not to play a WWE game. Instead, use AEW models to create the wrestler if you want a deeper experience. Whew. Okay. I'd say WWE 2K matches aren't designed to be short, but the game's still ridiculously easy, so you can make them short. This game's also easy, but the matches are short. Yeah. Haven't really enjoyed a wrestling game in a long time. I feel the same way. This is such a fun wrestling game. I love the arcade style and wrestling matches themselves. This is not a 2K game. I say if you want more story and customization stuff, get a 2K. If you want a great wrestling game, then pick this game up. It will be great to see what updates and the DLC bring. Don't be put off by my negative reviews. But by negative reviews, it's mostly just gruntled WWE fans who hate AEW for the sake of it. I agree. Again, I would be surprised if most of these negative reviews have actually played the game, not just watch Chris Danger play it and go, man, this sucks. AEW sucks. You know, it's unfortunate, but it is what it is. The length of time it took to create this game, you'd think there'd be more of a more rounded and deep feeling to it. I understand that the game was meant to have a No Mercy 64 vibe, but it's 2023. So we all end up with a weird hybrid between WWE Battlegrounds and a PS2 WWE game. Again, in 2023, the it's their first attempt thing doesn't fly. I wouldn't recommend this game. Just download the AEW Creator Wrestlers in 2K23. Again, the game was built from the ground up. It took them what? When did they announce this shit? So, just to confirm, this game was revealed in November of 2020. For what, 2.5 years? You know, and they'd be maybe 3. We'll say 3 years. 3 years, and we're complaining about what's been manifested from the ground up. I don't know what else to say. They're gonna update it as well. You know, no one's saying it's their first attempt. No, I don't think I've seen anyone say that. I've just seen people hate it or love it. Not it's their first attempt. Next year will be better because it isn't a freaking sequel, bro. Oh my god. Dope game. I found myself playing it way longer than expected. Definitely worth it if you're into the old school style wrestling games. I love it. No cap. Request an Xbox refund after 2 hours of playing it. Controls are clunky, gameplay is repetitive, Road to Elite is boring, and zero creator wrestler options. Terrible game. Controls are clunky would be you're used to one game and don't want to learn the new controls. I haven't learnt them either. Gameplay is repetitive. If you make it repetitive, it can be repetitive. I don't see the AI being repetitive. If you constantly spam the same button, well, that's the definition of insanity, doing the same thing over and over again, expecting a different outcome. Love this game, keeping it old school. Oh yeah. Bogus, awful, pathetic, worst game of the year. I guarantee you this guy hasn't played the game. So yeah, I think we've read enough reviews for the day. I don't want people to think that I am shitting on one and loving the other. I've shared my criticisms on Fight Forever. It's probably too expensive for launch, but with free updates, it's okay. That's probably the biggest one I'm a little bit annoyed about. And there's a couple little things, like you can't see momentum. It's not entirely clear if momentum even exists in this game. There are a couple of things that are slightly frustrating. DLC on launch, I don't agree with, because you're already running with a limited roster. DLC on launch, Matt Hardy on launch, FTR on launch, already available. Put them in the game then. Just put them in the base game. But anyway, yeah, I hope you guys are enjoying the game if you're playing it, and if you're not, broaden your horizons. Trust me, this game is fun, and I know everyone's different, but I have had the most fun I've had playing a wrestling game since I started this YouTube channel. I swear on my life. Anyway, thank you guys for watching. I will see you later.